This whole talk this morning started from a conversation with my son. And I was talking with him this week in the car, and he was saying, Mom, God is not a fear God. And I said, why you say that, son? He said, because he tell us we're going to go to hell if we don't do right. And we're going to do this if we don't do right. And I said, you know what? The greatest thing that God gave us is a free will. He gave us a mind, and we have full control of our mind. We have full control of what we decide to do with our life. That is the thing that he gave us. He gave us free will. And if we decide that we don't want to do the right thing, or we don't want to walk out on our dreams, and we don't want to step out on the things that God has called us to, we're not using the mind the way he designed it. He gave us free will so we can make the right choice. So with your mind today, where this discussion about your mind is that making the right decision, make the right decision in what you want to do. Don't be afraid. Like he was saying in the video, he said, a lot of us go to the grave with the stuff that God has given us to do, the stuff that he's told us to do, because we we don't change our mindset. And that's why we get our morning mindset call, because we want to change our mindset. We want to change the way we think, the way we look at life, and we want to take the fear out of things that God has given us to do. Steve Harvey always say, just jump, just jump. Just do the things that God has called you. He's given you a mind. So you have to change your mindset. And I know we struggle. A lot of people struggle with stuff in their mind. One voice tell you that you can't. One voice tell you you're not enough. One voice tell you you can't do it. And you have to just overcome that voice by saying, I can do it. I'm enough. I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me. You know, the Lord said that mind that is in me, let it also be in you. So as he was saying that he tried to read the whole Bible, because the Bible is the instruction for our lives. And we have to change the way we think and the way we look at life, and not go back to the grave with stuff that God has given us to do. We have to take that leap, and don't let what people say or what people do stop you from doing the stuff that God has called you to. Don't get stuck in life. That's what he was saying. He says the worst thing for some of us is being stuck on a job that we don't like. It's being doing something that we don't like. So we have to change our mindset and the way we think, and we have to put good stuff in our mind and tell ourselves that we are enough and we can do all things through Christ. We can do everything that he's called us to do. We have to stop battling. I know it's easier said than done, and trust me, I've been battling in my mind with a lot of stuff, and if you can overcome that voice that tells you that you can't, and you can listen to the voice that says, I can do it, I can do all things, and you take that leap and you make a difference, there's one person out there that your life will help to change. You making the decision to start a business will help somebody make the decision to start their business. You writing the book will make somebody make the decision to write the book. You have to now fight the fight of that voice in your head telling you, I can't do it, and change it to the voice that says, I can. We often talk ourselves out of stuff, and we can't keep talking ourselves out of stuff. We have to talk ourselves into stuff. We have to be that person that says, it can be done, it will be done, and we have to walk in our purpose that God has called us to. That's the strongest tool he's given us, is our mind. But what we have to do is change everything, change the way we look at life, change the way we think, change the way we even view ourselves, because the biggest battle you have is with yourself. I just finished reading, what is the book? I Owe Me, what is his name? That Sean guy, he remembers his name. Eric Thompson. Yeah, his book. I just finished listening to the audio book, and he talks about so many stuff. You guys should go get that book. Get it on Audible. If you're like me, I'm an Audible learner, so I like listening to books on Audible. I don't get the time to sit down and read, but that's a good book. I owe, what is it, Sean? I owe, there you go. You owe you. Yeah, that's a good book. You owe you. You owe you to be the best version of you. You know, Eric Thompson, you owe you to be the best version of you. You owe it to yourself to be the best version of you. I don't know why I'm saying that more than one, but somebody needs to hear it. You owe yourself to be the best version of you. Don't just come and let life take you away. I often have this conversation because I have 3 boys in the house. If y'all don't know, I'm raising my son, my stepson, and now my nephew. And these boys, they give me a lot of trouble, or they just think there's just let life take them away, especially my nephew. And this video that I shared with you guys, I sent it to them yesterday. And I said, you guys watch this video, because the biggest thing you have, they just want to go about life. They're even lazy to get up. They're lazy to do anything. And we have to change. A lot of the kids in our generation is like that. And we have to change your mindset to tell them you can do anything. You have to change the way you think, the way you look up. I know the society have a lot to do with it, what's going on and what they see around them. And the instant gratification, they feel like, okay, somebody's doing better than me, but nobody's doing better than you. You got to go at your own pace. You have to do your own thing according to your own pace. God has given you your own pace to keep moving and keep doing stuff. So you have to keep just putting this good stuff in your mind and saying, I can do it. I can make it. When the voice comes and tell you, oh, you're not enough, you said, I'm enough. I advise everybody on here to start doing affirmation. It might sound weird, and Chris always say this, like affirmation, people think it's a weird thing to do, but he says weird is rich and normal is poor. So we want to do the weird stuff to get to the next level in our life. We want to start saying affirmation over ourselves. When I started doing affirmation, it was the weirdest stuff for me to do, but I kept doing it. I did money affirmation. I do all these different affirmation I have saved on my YouTube drive that I will get up and listen to and say it back. It's the weirdest thing to say it back. And I started writing them on my mirror. Dana know that, and she started doing that too. Write it on your mirror, because we go in our mirror in the morning, brush your teeth. You can see your affirmations. So you say them back to yourself. You can put your goals and your dream on your mirror, because when you write your goals and dreams out, then you see them in front of you every day, every time. It encourages you to keep going. So I'll advise you today to write out your dreams, write out your vision, write out everything. Sometimes we hold so much stuff in our brain, and it's not made for storage. It's not made to hold all the stuff. Some of the stuff we got to put on paper. We got to write it out. And sometimes you start writing out stuff, and guess what? It will turn into a book. Just write down something. Just write down your day, the things you go through every day. Somebody needs to hear it. Somebody needs to hear that you're making it through the day. Somebody needs to know that you're doing better than you did yesterday. Growth is important in this season. And what we think in our mind, it has a lot. It has a lot to do. I just came out of a 3-day of fasting. And the thing that a lot of us struggle with when we were fasting is, like me, I have a lot of stuff on my Insta about food. So the hardest thing is to not eat. Imagine that you're not eating from 6 to 10. People do a lot of intermediate fasting, but it has to do with your mind. You can't fast unless you tell your mind, I don't want the food. I'm just going to drink water. I'm just going to drink water for 10 hours. It's the hardest thing to do, because your mind is telling you, you got to eat, you're hungry. But in fact, you're not hungry. You have full control of your mind this morning. You have full control of every decision that you make. You have full control to change your life. You got full control. That's what God gave us. He gave us free will, and we take it for granted. We don't work on that free will that He's given us. We really take it for granted. But if you work on that free will that He's given you a mind to do anything. You can do absolutely anything you put your mind to. Anything. If you say, I'm gonna get in shape, you can get in shape. It might take a year, but if you tell your mind every day, I'm gonna get up and go work out, you're gonna get in shape, because over time your body's gonna get in shape, right, Dana? You're gonna get in shape. So you have to tell your mind what it needs to do and not let your mind control you. You're in full control of yourself. You're in full control of your mind. You're in full control of every decision that you make. You're in full control. That's the free will that God has given us, to make a decision to do the things, just jump. Steve Harvey said, just jump. I like that. He says, just jump. Just take a risk on yourself. Stop procrastinating. We're a big procrastinator. That's the biggest thing people struggle with in their mind is procrastination. We procrastinate about going to take the test. We procrastinate about making different decisions in our life. We procrastinate about so many things. And as financial planners, people procrastinate about tracking their money. They procrastinate. They keep putting it off. Don't put it off. Just do it. Just do it. Nike say, just do it. Nike say, just do it. And I'm telling you to just do it. Just jump, just leap. Take a chance on you so you don't go to the grave with your ideas and your books, your podcasts, everything that God has given you to put out in the atmosphere. Trust me, somebody needs it. You're on this earth for a purpose. That's what he said in the video. You're here for a purpose, but the biggest thing that stops us from our purpose is ourself. It's you against you. I'm telling you, go get that book. You against you. You owe you to do better. You owe you to take the leap. You owe you to make a change. You owe you. And if you don't think you owe the people around you. You owe your family. You owe your children. You owe them to be a better version of yourself. You do. So today, I just want you to just take a chance on you. The stuff that you've been procrastinating about, the stuff that you're saying, I can't do it because I'm not good enough. I was watching this other video. I'll share with you. I have lots of story this morning. I was watching this video on Instagram, and this motivational guy that I listened to from South Africa, he was saying, the people that makes the best entrepreneur are the people that don't know how to write a business plan. He said, if you know how to write a business plan, you're not going to be a good entrepreneur because you already think you know it. But for the people that don't know, you take a leap on yourself. You just go. A lot of us start stuff without even knowing how we're going to finish it. It's better to start than not to start. It's better to take that leap than not to take that leap, because then you'll live with the regrets. We don't want to live with regrets. Regrets are the worst thing, because you'll be on your deathbed and you'll say, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. But we don't want to live with regrets. So we want to go and write the plan and fail at writing the plan. It don't have to be a perfect plan. Just write it. Start where you are. That's my message for you today. Start where you are and change the way you think about yourself. And you owe you the best version of you. You owe you to stop feeling sorry for you and start moving and start doing the stuff that God has called you to. Somebody needs your book. Somebody needs your podcast. Somebody needs your business advice. Somebody needs your love. Somebody needs you to speak into them. If I didn't decide to take the leap, I wouldn't be here speaking into you today. Hey, as many times as Chris told me, you can do this, I never said I'll try. I'll try. I never know how it's going to turn out. I just come on and tell you just as the Lord give it to me. I just like, yeah, what am I going to give them today? And I talk to the Lord and he gives me something. So you owe you to be the best version of you. You owe you to change the way you think. Stop struggling in your mind. Start putting good stuff in it today. Go out and take a leap on you and be the best version of yourself. Be the best version of you on today. Stop being afraid. Stop procrastinating. Change the way you think about you. Somebody is waiting for you. Somebody won't go back to the grave with their book in their head if you talk to them.